In this video, I'm going to explain how to do high altitude bombing in IL-2 Sturmovik Battle of Stalingrad. If you're starting a single player career, I highly recommend you set your character up to command your unit from the beginning. That's going to give you access to all of the mission planning features in the single player mode. When planning a mission, click through to the Headquarters tab, check the orientation of the target, decide how you're going to approach it and in what formation you're going to do the bomb drop. I'm going to use this target as an example. This is the Verkhnebakansky Railway Junction on the Kuban map, but not all targets are this clearly marked on the maps. I want to approach this target from the direction shown by the green arrow and bomb it in a V formation. However, if you click on the target, you'll see the game plots a course which is not optimal, and that is typical. Now, you can sometimes move waypoint number 2, which is usually your RV with the escort fighters. However, if you move this waypoint too far away from a friendly airbase, you may end up not having an escort for the mission. By way of example, I've moved waypoint number 2 up to the next airfield. Ideally, I would have it over water, and that would give me the best approach to target, but I'm going to leave it next to the airfield so that there are no problems RVing with the escorts. What I will do when I'm flying the mission is, after reaching waypoint 2, I will take the squadron west and then onto my preferred approach vector. Unfortunately, you can't add extra waypoints to the flight plan. The next thing to do is click on the waypoints themselves and make sure you're happy with the altitude, speed and formation settings. In this example, I'm just going to change the altitude to 1000 meters. And I will have that as my bombing altitude as well. You can change the bomb drop formation here. There is something to be aware of here, which is that whichever formation you want to use at waypoint 3, you should set that for waypoint 4 as well. If you have a different formation set for waypoint 4, the AI bombers will anticipate that and shift into that new formation just as you're about to do the bomb drop. The last thing to check is your loadout and also the bomb's timer. I usually go with a 1-second timer for high altitude bombing. In this example mission where I'm flying the A-20, I could take 2100 kilo bombs for a carpet bombing effect, but it's not necessary for this target, so I will stick with the default, which is 8 100 kilo and 4 250 kilo bombs. Okay, you're almost ready to fly. There's just one more crucial piece of information you need to know. It's the target altitude level shown here on the mission tab. I've deliberately picked this target to illustrate the point because it's 205 meters above sea level, and you need to factor that in when you're setting up the bomb site. In many other cases, especially the flatter maps like Stalingrad, the target altitude becomes less relevant, but it's something worth checking. The planning is now done, we're flying the mission. I've RV'd with the escorts at waypoint 2. I've taken the squadron west over water. And from here, I've plotted a course of 333 degrees, which is my desired approach vector to the target. There is wind to allow for, so I've brought the plane to a bearing of 337 degrees. The best way to set your altitude is not by using the cockpit dial, but to go into the bomb site and check the reading there. I'm just under 1000 meters right now, but whilst you have the time, it's worth fine-tuning it. I'm now about 20 kilometers out from target. It's a good time to get the bomb bay doors open if you need to, because they will cause drag and slow you down, and then you have some time to fine-tune the throttle to get back to your desired speed. It's now time to put the plane on auto level and use the bomb sight. There is a help feature here which briefly explains the dials and functions, but let's go through them. First thing to do is go into visual search mode and check you are on course for target. Then read off your airspeed and altitude from the dials on the left, and remember to deduct the target altitude above sea level if it's significant. Next thing to check is your bomb release interval. The AI planes use 0.1 seconds by default. I'm going to use that as well. Make sure all bombs are selected. Then check the weather report to work out your wind settings. Notice that you only get the wind information at certain altitudes, so it's worth doing the bomb drop from one of those altitudes. In this case, the wind speed is 17 meters per second from a bearing of 358 degrees, which in relative terms is about 20 degrees to the right of our current heading. Now that the bomb sight is set up, it's time to synchronize the crosshairs between target search mode and bombing mode. Currently, the bombing angle indicator is set to about 50 degrees based on our inputs, so it's hidden behind the turn control. The target search angle is currently at about 60 degrees. It's unfortunate that in this example the bombing angle is about 50 degrees and you can't see the indicator. If I change the airspeed setting just to illustrate the point, you'll see the bomb angle indicator moving off to the left. Now I want to make the target search angle equal to the bombing angle. I've not quite got them equal there, but it doesn't matter. Now by switching to bombing mode, you can see how much of a lateral impact the wind drift is going to have on your bomb drop. And you can adjust the position of the crosshair in visual search mode in order to synchronize it with the theoretical impact point of your bombs. That's about right. So now the crosshair in visual search mode at 50 degrees represents the theoretical impact point of my bombs. And I can now look ahead towards target to check that I'm on course. As you can see, I need to turn right. This is the hardest part of doing the bomb drop, especially at lower altitudes when you're traveling faster and with targets that are quite difficult to see. I have left it a bit late to correct my course, but hopefully it will work out okay. I've turned into the wind by a few degrees, so I am going to reduce the relative wind direction to about 15 degrees starboard. I've corrected my course just in time to do the bomb drop. I've just brought the target search viewing angle down to the bombing angle and switched into bombing mode. Because the target is just up ahead, there's no time to make any more adjustments. I'm ready to release the bombs, which I've just done now. Let's follow the bombs down and see if we hit the target. There we go, it's a good drop. The train's been wrecked and we've hit quite a few of the station facilities and support vehicles. I hope this video has been useful. Thank you for watching.